Senate Bill SB 1468. Short title, DPS Pension Liability Supplemental Appropriation. And this bill was introduced by Senator Livingston. It passed in the Senate, obviously, because it's now in the House, and it will be heard in the House Government and Elections Committee on Wednesday. Now, this is a supplemental appropriation bill. And aren't you and I know what that means. Anytime you hear supplemental appropriations, hold on to your wallet, because that's exactly where it's going. What this means is that they're going to take more money from the taxpayer in addition to what was agreed with the budget, during the budget process. In this case, they are appropriating $300 million from the state general fund in order to bail out, the best word I can use is bail out, the public safety personnel retirement system with regards to the DPS. What happens is that these organizations, and I don't want to say anything bad about the cops or the DPS members. I mean, I don't want to get a ticket unnecessarily. No, seriously, they do a good job. But the problem is that we can no longer afford these defined benefit programs because there's no way that we can catch up to them. And the only way that we can put a Band-Aid on it, and this is just a Band-Aid because next year they're going to come back for more because they'll need more. As long as we keep that type of system, they're going to have these additional appropriations every so often, and it comes from your pocket and mine. That's why people like me advocate that you should have a defined contribution plan so that you contribute to the plan, and whatever the market provides for you, that's what you get. But that's not the way the unions want it. They want that guarantee, and when that happens, you and I pay for it. And this time it's going to be $300 million. Why we have to keep on doing that is beyond me, but we are doing it. I don't think that it's going to matter much what you and I say about it, Archie. I think that this is going to go through because people don't want to hurt the law enforcement personnel. But they are not being well served by the leaders. That's what I can say about it. So when it comes time to provide an opinion, I would do what I normally do in this situation. I put a question mark there and say, you got to decide whether you want to do this or not. I myself don't like the idea. On the other hand, I don't want to. The cop in the street, you don't want to penalize him, but there's no other way to fix the problem other than stop the appropriations. But when you do that, then they suffer. So you're in a catch-22 situation here.
No, you're not.
Well, okay.
No, you're really not.
Okay, well.
This bill provides that this $300 million has to be paid in this year, in this fiscal year. So, basically that means that by around July 1st of 2021, they're going to take $300 million out of the coffers of the state, and they're going to put it into the public safety officers' pension fund. Now understand that as far as I know, all public employees' pension funds in the state of Arizona are underfunded. Some of them are grossly underfunded. Some of them are only funded to the tune of, the last figure I heard was 60%. Now the question is why are we having this problem? And that is because the state, in their contract with the public safety officers, are not putting in enough money, and they're not requiring the employees to put in enough money. Now, the only one that I really had a chance to go into and review is the teachers' funds. Now, on a teacher's salary, the state, whatever your salary is, let's say it's $3,000 a month. Now, in addition to that $3,000 a month, the state puts in 11.5% of that amount into your retirement fund. And they require you to put in 11.5% from your salary into your retirement fund. Now, what is the amount that the public safety officers are required to put in? How much is the state required to put in? Whatever those figures are, it's not enough. Because as you can see, they're asking for an emergency $300 million out of the general coffers to go in to pay for the retirement benefits that retired public safety officers can obtain. And whenever you start looking at at the ages at which some of these people can retire and start drawing benefits, I mean, it's just a horror story, and we need to they need to address that, and this bill does not address it. And because it doesn't address it, I am totally against it, totally against it. I don't want to hurt the public safety officers, as Jose has said, but then at some point in time, our legislature needs to address this problem and get it corrected. When they do that, then I can come back and say, okay, I approve this. But if you look at this bill, it doesn't require the public safety officers to take 1 penny out of their pocket and contribute towards their own retirement. Not to apply, well, why wouldn't they have to put up $300 million? And the other thing is, this special appropriations, with all of the special appropriations that other bills have included, if they pass, we're now over $1 billion in special appropriations out of our general fund. Not a good idea. I'm against it.
Yep, that's over 10% of the total that we normally spend, or that we spent last year.